What's up, guys? So I'm back in Fish again, and today there has been a new update, the Northern Expedition update. It says fishers have discovered a new island in the north. What secrets could it potentially hold? There is the new island, 4 new bestiaries, 36 new fish, 6 new rods, 4 new mutations. There is an avalanche event and totem, a blizzard event and totem, an advanced glider, a pickaxe, 4 new limited rod skins, 3 new limited boats, and a Christmas pack. And there have also been some bug fixes. But first of all, let me check out this Christmas pack. So here there are actually some limited time skins and the boat, but there also is the limited time Fishmas pack. So you actually get the Fishmas speedboat, the Fishmas rod, and 32 times server luck for 1 hour. So let me go here and actually check out that new boat. So right here is actually the Fishman speedboat. The stats are 180 speed, 60 steering, and acceleration of 0.35. But what I see right here, the Santa's jet ski, I'm pretty sure that is now the best boat in the game. So as you guys can see, I just left Moosewood right here. If you go over here straight, you do see a new island that says Northern Expedition. So I am gonna go check this out and see what is going on over here. But also, as you guys can see, I am level 391 now. So I am getting really close to that no life rod. But anyways, this looks really cool right here. I'm assuming I just have to go into this like a portal probably. And it was a portal, but it brought me all the way out here. Right here is the exit of Expedition, and I am gonna go ahead and go towards the Northern Expedition. So this is the new island, and I am gonna go ahead and actually come over here because there is a basic oxygen tank, which I heard that you do need to complete the mountain. There is also a new Arctic rod. The stats are 45% lure speed, luck of 65%, control of 0.18, a resilience of 15%, and a max kg of 80,000. So this actually is a great mid-game rod. It's really good. It has a good lure speed, luck, and resilience. So I actually am gonna buy this just to have it. So as you guys can see, when you are climbing the mountain, there will be areas like this, and it will refill your oxygen. There will also be areas like this, which is a fire. But guys, right now I actually am gonna go ahead and climb the mountain because there are some good things on the top. But I actually am gonna speed the video up in some parts so that it is easier for you guys to watch and follow along if you guys want to. As you guys can see in this little cave right here, there actually is going to be a blue crystal. What we are going to need to do is use the pickaxe, but unfortunately we get the pickaxe a little higher up, so I'll come back for that later. So I'm pretty sure the main thing to do with this is to just follow all the ladders and the fences, and it will take you all the way up. So right now it is pretty easy, but the annoying part is going to come up when the 2 bars are going to pop up. So as you guys can see, I actually do have now both of the bars, which it is going to make it a little bit more difficult. But as long as you can find some of these little campfires and some of these refill stations, you should be able to handle yourself. There is actually another rod over here. It is the Avalanche Rod. This rod does have a lure speed of 40%, a luck of 68, a control of 0.15, a resilience of 10%, and a max kg of 65 kg. So it does only cost 35,000, so I am going to buy it just to have it. But right here is the pairs I was talking about earlier. You are going to need this to get some of the stuff, and there is a better oxygen tank right here, so I am going to buy this because it will make it a little bit easier. So guys, I actually forgot to mention earlier that you are definitely going to need a glider for this. You are going to need a glider because there are areas that you can't get past without it, or areas just like this you could actually just jump over and take a little shortcut. But right here, guys, is the area for a different rod, but I think that one you are going to need 2 people to do it. So for right now, I am going to skip that. But as you guys can also see, the more colder that you get, your screen will actually start to like form this little ice around it. So I am going to try to get where I'm supposed to get fast because I don't want to freeze to death. Hopefully there is a campfire up ahead. So there is actually a little lever inside of this cave, and you do have to get all 6 of the other levers first. But I am actually about to die from the temperature. Oh my god, so the campfire is actually up here and my temperature bar is really low. So we just got back up and I am going to replenish my oxygen too. I can't believe I actually made it this far. My bar was basically empty, but right here we do have the intermediate oxygen tank, so this should help me a lot. We also do have the summit rod, which does cost 300k, and it does have a lure speed of 15%, a luck of 75%, a control of 0.25, a resilience of 15%, and a max kg of 200,000. So I'm actually looking at all these rods right now, and I honestly think you're better off if you're a beginner just going with the Arctic rod. You really don't need any of these 2 rods unless you just want to get them for collection, because they are pretty similar in stats, but these 2 do cost way more than the other one. So I am actually going to switch my oxygen tank to the intermediate one. So for some reason I actually can't put on the intermediate oxygen tank, so I am going to have to continue with this one. So I was actually just looking around and there actually is another lever up here. I think I will be able to get that later, but for right now I don't think I will be able to get it because I think you need to get up here. So I actually am just going to continue climbing up the mountain for right now. And now that I am here, I can see the advanced glider right here. And there also is a winter cloak. So let me go ahead and buy that. And it actually does put a little jacket on you. And there is the advanced glider for 2,500 coins. And then we also do have the advanced oxygen tank. But I also can't put this one on for some reason. I don't know what that's about. I'll try to leave and rejoin in a little bit. But for right now, I am going to try to check this stuff out. There also is one of these little spawn points here. So I am going to stay here for right now, so I don't have to climb back up here every time. Oh, and this is actually where you put all the crystals at. So at the moment, I actually only have one of them. So now that I did do everything, I am actually going to head down and try to get the remaining fragments. I am actually going to get this lever 2 down here. So I am back at the cave that I showed you guys earlier, and I am going to get the pickaxe out, and we are just going to want to pickaxe this little ice away so that I can get the crystal inside. And now I can collect the blue energy crystal. So for one of these crystals, you are actually going to need an avalanche totem, or you can wait for it, but I think it is faster just to get the avalanche totem. And for some reason my thing is bugged right now. The glider is supposed to be faster, but it actually makes me go slower. But the way you do get the avalanche totem is you are going to want to climb up until you get to the second bridge. So now this is the area that you're going to want to be at the second bridge. You can tell because there are like icicles here. So all you're going to want to do is actually head over to the right, and here is the avalanche totem. It is going to cost 150k. I am going to buy a couple of these just in case, but now that we do have the avalanche totem, we are going to need to go back down in order to get the crystal. So when you actually go back down in order to get it, when you do get to the first bridge, there are going to be like these 3 little rocks right here, and right down here is where it is going to spawn. So I am going to go ahead and go down here, and I am going to use one of my avalanche totems, and right here, as you guys can see, the yellow energy crystal has spawned, so it will only be there during an avalanche. And then for the last crystal, you are going to need to do a bit of things. You are actually going to want to go back to the main islands. So I actually am going to spawn in my boat. As you guys can see, I also bought the Santa's jet ski. It actually does look really sick, but I actually am going to exit the northern expedition now. So I am going to go over here, and as you guys can see, it is the same portal that we came through. But now that we are here, I actually am going to go to Moose Moosewood in order to show you how to get all the stuff. The first button is here in Moosewood. It is actually behind the leaderboards right here. So you are going to want to press the button and then it will turn green, and that's all you want to do. So the next one is in Snowcap Island. So in order to get the button here in Snowcap Island, you are actually going to just want to climb up. So you are just going to want to go to this little left path here. So whenever you do get here to this NPC, you are going to want to go to this right light post, and behind it is a button where you can press. So now that I am near the Ancient Isles, I actually am going to head over there to get the button that is over there. So you are going to want to go to the little left island right here where you do actually buy the stone rod, and right behind here is a button. And there we go. We only have 2 more, I believe. So you actually can do this in any order you want. This is just the order that I did it in. So right now I am at Rosewood because this is the next button that was closest to me. So you are just going to want to go straight. When you see this angler and this person sitting next to the campfire, this is where the next button is. And there we go. I believe we only have 1 more. So the next one is actually in Forsaken Shores, and it is going to be in one of these towers. I believe it is this one right here. And yes, it is. It is the first one by the cannon. And now that we have all 5 of them, if you set your spawn at the top of the mountain like I did, you can use a conception conch in order to get back there. And now that you do have all the buttons, you are going to want to head back over here, and you are going to want to talk to this guy. And there we go. We do have 250k, or you could take the crystal and run. I'm not sure what happens if you do that one, so I am just going to pay 250k since I have more than enough. And as you can see, you now have every single crystal, and now that you do, you are going to want to just place them where they do go. And now as you can see, there are going to be beams shooting up into the portal, and it is closing. And now it says it looks like there was an earthquake, something big must have opened, and it's probably really close. So I do believe it is right here. You just have to jump off and glide. So I am going to jump off. Hopefully it is here, and I'm pretty sure it is right here inside of this little cave. So you are just going to walk in, and yes, this is the entrance right here that has opened. And as soon as you walk in, you are just going to want to go here and use the rope to go down. And now that you are here, you are going to walk straight, and as you guys can see, here is the brand new rod. So it is actually going to cost you 1.75 mil to get this rod. And as you guys can see, I actually do not have enough. So I am going to go fish really quick and get enough for this rod. So as you guys can see, I now have 2.5 mil, which is enough to get the new rod. So I am going to head over there now, but this is what it looks like after this place has been activated. So as you guys can see, I am now here, and I am going to check out the new rod now. So this new rod actually does have a lure speed of 27%, a luck of 225, which is insane, a control of 0.2, a resilience of 30%, that's also really good, and an infinite max kg. I think the only downside on this rod is the 27% lure speed, so let me go ahead and buy that. And there goes 1.75 mil. But as you guys can see, I now have the Heavens rod. So I actually don't think this rod even has a passive either. It does look pretty cool, but I don't think it has any passive like the Rod of the Depths has the Ghost. So let me go ahead and actually try this rod out. So there actually is quite a bit of shakes because the lure speed is actually pretty bad. As you guys can see though, the progress bar is pretty big, so that's an upside, and also the resilience is pretty good. But the downside I think is the lure speed and that it doesn't have a passive. But I am gonna go put hasty on this rod because I think that is actually all you would need, since all the other stats are already pretty good. So as you guys can see, with the hasty enchant, it actually does catch a fish pretty quickly. So for a rod for catching mythical fish or something like a megalodon, it would be really good because the resilience is pretty high and the luck is really good. It has the highest luck I think compared to any rod. The only thing that would make this rod amazing is if it got a passive, because honestly this, for costing over $1 million, the Rod of the Depths is so much worth it right now I think because of the Ghost. However, the stats on this one are really good. So guys, I was actually fishing for a megalodon, but I actually did find out that, as you guys can see, this rod actually does have an effect. This rod actually does have a chance of putting heavenly on some of your fish. As you guys can see, this is what it looks like, and I think this one actually does let fish sell for 5 times the value. So this is actually a really good money rod. So I think that is another upside. I actually didn't know because on the description it is not listed anywhere, but this rod is actually really good then. But I think that is going to be everything for this video guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.